Hi everyone, in this video I'll be walking you through creating a welcome screen in Android Studio. The first thing you'll have to do is you'll have to navigate to your layout folder. You can find this inside of your res. So if you click into res, click into layout, you'll find your activity main XML. So this is a place where you'll be working on the layout. And there are three buttons at the top over here. If you click on this button, it's the design, so you'll only see the design portion of it. If you'd like a split screen between the coding side, I'll actually minimize this first. You can see a split screen between the coding side and the design side. With the coding side and the screen side, you'll be able to see any changes you made in the code reflect onto the screen. And if you don't want the screen, you can just simply click on the last one, which is just the code part. Do is we'll drag our image view into our app. And so if you look into the common area, you'll find an image view right here. Simply click on it and drag it into your app, drop it. And from here, you can decide which image you'd like to use. So I'd like to use this duck wave one, and then you can see it will show up over here. It is really big, so you can drag on this blue square and resize it down. And I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. And you can see over here that after you drag your image in, you'll notice there are these white circles present. These white circles are meant for alignment. Now, here's a neat trick. If you'd like to see how this app would look like on different devices, you can simply click on Layout Validation on the side, and you'll notice how the app would look like on different devices. So what appears to be centered in here doesn't really look centered over here. And so we'll start with the centering process. To do that, you can simply right click on it. You can click on center, click on horizontally, and then this will center it out for you horizontally. So that is like the quick way of doing it. You can also just drag and drop it to the bottom. And then if you'd like it to be centered like underneath this text view, you can drag it to this blue circle here, and then it'll be centered around here. So if you check it out in layout validation, you can see it is now in the middle for all devices. And if you would like to change the background color for your screen over here, you can simply do that in the code section. So at the very top, you'll notice this area over here. This is where you would like to put in your code for changing the background. So if you start typing in background, you'll see that there are a couple of options that pop up. We're going to choose background. And from here, you can write your own color code. So I'm going to write the color code that matches this one here. You can also feel free to go online and search for one that you'd like. I already got one that matches this color, so I'm just going to paste it in, and you can see that the color changes to that one. Continue with customizing this. So I'd like this one to be the title. So for that, I'm gonna go back to my code here, and in this text section for this text view, we are going to change this into welcome to my hobbies. I'm gonna give it some space. What's your name? And if you'd like to make the size look bigger, what you can do is you can make a new line and write text size. And from here, you can give it the size of 20 SP. So now you can see it looks a lot bigger. You do notice that this is coming out on your screen a little bit. What you can do is you can drag this and have it kind of set like a certain width and height. It is starting to look a little bit like this, and you would like it centered. What you can do is you can start a new line. You can start by typing gravity, and in here, you're going to write center. And now you can see that it is centered. So you can also resize it a little bit more, and then it'll end up centered like this. You can also feel free to add your own numbers in for your width. So you can change the layout height to, let's say, 84. Can feel free to also change the number over here. And then we'll just check within the layout devices, and it looks pretty good. All right, next up, what we'll do is we'll add our button in. So you can see the button is an option over here. You can simply drag and drop it down, and you can perform the centering, and you can also feel free to horizontally align it. Sorry, you can also feel free to vertically align it. And now you can see that it's stuck between these two views. So I'm actually going to drag this down here just to create some more space. And for this button, we can you can also customize it. So you can change the text to something simple like let's go. You can also change the text size into something slightly bigger, like 15 SP, or like let's go for like 23. Maybe that's a little bit too big, so let's stick with 15. That's pretty much it for the button. You can also feel free to change the button tint, background tint, and you change it to something like black. You can see that this also changes your button for you. I'd like to keep it a nice light color, and I'm okay with the default one, so I'll just remove that. The last thing that our app needs is an input. So this is where our user will be able to write their name in. For that, you can click on text, and there is the option for uh, your plain text. So we're just going to drag and drop that in here. So we're going to organize it and make sure it's centered. So I'm going to right click on this, click on center, click on horizontally, and we can also click on vertically. Um, you want to make sure that you are centering everything in the middle. So if you want to click on layout validation, see what it looks like, and if you're satisfied with that, that works. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I would say everything is pretty much centered the way we'd want it to. So if you would like to change it, like what's your name, but because we've already got that, we'll just remove it. There is also an option to have like a hidden, like a hint type of text. So if you write hint, click on it, and you want to tell your users, like guide them a little bit on what to do, you can say enter a name. I like to have a hint in here. That's the way to do it. But personally, for my app, I don't really want them to have a hint, so I'll just remove that. And that is pretty much it for your our app. You can feel free to customize it, throw in your own image, or resize it however you'd like. But that is our main screen. Thanks for watching. Bye.